Right, there we go. Hopefully that's sorted the situation out. I'd pressed the wrong button, I think. Still no sound. Okay, why is that then? Because it's showing on my screen as sound. Bear with me. All right. So there you go, folks. I'll start again. Days to do, we're getting few. So shout out to Kelsey, Paul, Noxie, Dom, Clary. Who else did I see? Nobody else, no? I'm just coming down my... Yeah, just coming down my list. So, days to do, getting few. This could be my last. This could be my last Cheggs update on a Sunday. Or, if it isn't the last, it's the second to last, because next Sunday will be my last. So, we're not quite sure on the day of release yet. I think he said to me this afternoon he gets to know Tuesday. So it's either this week or beginning of next week. So you need to be on the lookout on my channel, because I'm going live on the day of release. So there you go. So I don't go out much, as people know, but I've been out today and I've bought him a little present. I've only bought one because he's going to get pissed easy, isn't he? After being away for so long. So, yes, Larry, it's soon either way. And then I got him a mug. So when he comes home, there's a nice little mug for when he sits and does his new shows. And as you see, I've got a little badge. Kelsey didn't make it, by the way. Somebody said Kelsey made it, but she could have done, but she didn't. So there you go. So let's see if we can give a bit of an update on. I had a 20-minute chat basically this afternoon, but we only went over things that Kelsey, love, I've got one for you as well. So you're okay. Evening, baby. Noxie. I was going to repeat that. No, I shouldn't repeat stuff, should I? See online, but there you go. Yeah. So I presume most people will have seen the community post I put up. I've also put a community post up, I think, on his channel. And his new members over the month is a rise of 129%. So it's coming in the right direction. And if you read the community post I put up, you'll see what some of his ideas are. He's got a lot more, but some of his ideas he's basing more. He's basically more membership based. You know, he's going to look after his members more than he used to do. So let me have a look. There's going to be a new private members only show, which shall feature your requests, and also it'll be discussing upcoming content and probably a hosting a panel. You know, you can phone in, a bit like Bibby does with his panel, one of those type of things. So, and members will also have access to the whole full show archive from the very first show to the most recent, because there's still quite a few there's still quite a few members only videos on his channel that have not downloaded. I've only downloaded members only videos and put them on mine where music's involved, but there's quite a few where music isn't involved, which are members only. So the members will get access to all areas. And you'll have to forgive me because I've got a frog in my throat. I wish it'd get bloody out. So if we move on to something new, he's got new. He put new plus exclusive content. So he's going to be bringing a thing he's calling series, and I'm not quite up on that one because he didn't really clarify with me. Noxie, I don't think I have. And yeah, so but anything on his series will be members only first. They'll see everything first, and then once I'm trying to read, think, and talk at the same time. And as everybody knows, I can't do that. I can't multitask. I'm a bit of a dickhead on that way. So where was I? So I was on about new and exclusive content. So all his content, after his first broadcast, will be open to everyone. It won't be a members only broadcast, the very first one. But after the first broadcast, all his broadcasts will be private first until the members have seen it. Then, not all of it will go for the rest, but most will stay as members only, because that's what he's aiming for, is to give members content and make them special. I don't know what the word is. Somebody will tell me a word for it, but I don't know what it is. And so that's his thing. And I presume quite a lot of people will know that he used to do a thing called Tasty Tech Tips. And they will also become only members. So his Tasty Tips or Tasty Tech Tips will be members only. They won't go out to everybody. It'll be just members. So that's that. And then onto the last one, recognition and interaction. And his thinking is he wants his members to help to shape and star in the future content, so some people won't want to, star or whatever the word is really. Some will, some won't. But the choice is yours. If you want to stay in the background or whatever, you can do. So you can get actively involved in the channel. So all members will benefit from shout out recognition in live content. He's put a coloured name title in chat. Not quite sure what that means because I don't have that. So channel emojis and a 1 monthly free super chat. So, and then there's a few other things coming along. He's got one that he mentioned in passing. Well, he didn't mention in passing. He mentioned it 3 or 4 times. But he's going to be doing a vlog on life on tag. And again, that will be exclusive to members. So, hopefully for your $2.99 or whatever it is, I've forgotten what it is to join this channel, but hopefully you're going to get some content and recognition, and all those who become a member before his release will be immortalized in the end of show banner. Now, I've shown you on mine at the end, there's a little end of show banner. I'm not saying that's what his is going to be, because I'm just a fart about town or whatever you call it. But so there we have it. That's his ideas. He has a lot more ideas. There's 3 or 4 other things he wants to be doing, but he will be concentrating on giving members content. That's what it is. It'll be for members to see, and after that, some of it will be going out to subs and stuff like that. So if you're not a member, you're going to miss out. If you are a member, thank you. And I know there's 2 or 3 I can see in now who have become members in the past week or so. So thank you for that. Cheggs thanks you for it. He's over the moon and he's excited about getting back into what you call it, back into the groove. Is that a word nowadays? I don't have all these 21st century shit. I'm back in the 20th century. I'm a last century man. I'm not a 21st century guy. But there's lots of stuff coming forward. Yeah, Mr. Simon, there you go. You don't want to join, you'll miss out, won't you? So that's all there is to it. But everybody can have an opinion, which is great, because that's how the world carries on, isn't it? With opinions. But there you go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a Cheggs and Bibby session, if that's the right word. And just for Mr. Simon there, 1970, not everything will be behind the paywall, if that's what you want to call it, a paywall. $2.99 a month, you spend more of that on a cigarette, quite honestly, and you don't get the same kind of content. But there you go. But it's not all going behind the paywall. It is to start, and then it'll be released once his members have seen the content. So there you go. I don't know how to explain it anymore. He'll explain it when he gets on live. I don't know how to explain it. But, I'm explaining it the way he's written it and the way I understood when he was talking to me tonight, or this afternoon. But, how he works it's up to him. It's his channel, not my channel. It's his. So he might, things can change. It all depends what you want from the channel, doesn't it? I don't think he's there to be making millions. Yeah, anyway, nothing's free in life. So anyway, so I take it with Kelsey saying later, Mr. Simon, that he's departed. He's said his piece and he's gone. So there you go. Everybody is entitled to their piece. And unfortunately, if you recall way back when, if somebody had put that type of comment 12 months ago, or a bit more than that, I'd have just banned them straight away. Because there, it's so anyway. So there we go. I don't know how to explain it anymore. If you don't want to pay, you don't want to pay. If go out and buy yourself a coffee. Well, half a cup of coffee, because it won't buy you a coffee. So anyway, there we go. So where can we go to now? I'll just have another. I'm just going to read through his long email just to see if I've missed anything. Just on one point, of course, on his Scottchegg show, where he's asking for requests. I don't think he'll be playing any of my bloody requests. But there you go. Yeah, baby. I think I mentioned that last week to him. I said, quite a few people have been asking when this cocaine documentary was coming out. It just produced a laugh, quite honestly. So it created a lot of interest, didn't it? So that was the thing, I think. I think it was more there to create interest, and I think it did that. So, but again, like I say, he's got a lot of ideas. I haven't mentioned them all because really I don't know them all. I just know what I've heard him say, and I haven't repeated everything I've heard him say. But he has emailed me a couple of times, and from his emails, that's where I'm getting the information out. So there we are. Where can we go from here? Anybody got any questions? But besides that, I will be going live on his release. Whether he says anything while I'm live is neither here nor there, is it? He might not have time. He'll have to put his stuff down first. So you don't want to know what's going through my head. So yeah. So I can see the railway is going to get a bit of a bashing these next few days from me. So anyway, now I do know that he has spoke to me about doing a session with Bibby. So that's a giver. No, that sounds awful. That's what it is anyway. So Noxie wants to know if Chegg likes men now, spending so much time with them. Well, like or dislike. All depends on what kind of the like it is, doesn't it? Evening, Gilly. Hope you're well. So anyway, I'll a bit later on. I'll recap what I've said in the first 20 minutes. Not as much as I did in the first 20 minutes because I wasn't quite sure what I was bloody saying. But there you go. Yeah, baby, I do, mate. So there we go. Yeah. Well, when I've spoke to him a few times, Kelsey, about Bibi, and he did mention that, and I could be wrong, that he'd spoken to him before he got incarcerated, but I might be wrong on that one. I might have misunderstood what he was telling me, because sometimes, you know, like I say, I'm an old git, and I do mix things up in my head. That's one of the disadvantages of being bloody old. There's lots of other disadvantages of being old, but that's one of them. So, anybody going to throw anything at me? Or no, not literally throw anything at me. I don't know what I mean. Anybody want to ask a question that I can answer? Got any thoughts? Got any ideas on what he should be doing? And, you know, and because I might be able to answer those. And of course, if I can't answer them, I'll be speaking to him again this week, and I'll put it to him. Evening, Tony. So anyway, let's have I've been having a think about. No, I'm not going to go there, because it'll cause too much hassle. Yeah, there is a lot of negativity online, and I don't know. You know, I don't know why it's all so negative. Gilly, like I said earlier on, this might, and sorry, you wasn't in earlier on, but what I said earlier on was tonight could be my last one, because he might be out this week. We haven't quite got the date, but if he isn't out this week, he's out next week. So if he doesn't come out this week, I shall be back on next Sunday evening with an update. Won't be much of an update, because he'll be out shortly afterwards. But so this could be the penultimate one, or it could be the ultimate one. Yes, baby, I'm still going to be doing the hour on a Monday night with Bobby. That's a cert. I will definitely be doing a thing with Bobby, and I've got one or two ideas. You know, I want to, once I've got my Sunday where I don't have to stay at home, I can go out, and you know, I've got a couple of ideas of doing a couple of, I don't know what you call them really. Anyway, you'll just have to watch and you'll see. So you'll have to forgive me, because I'm trying to read, and for some unknown reason, the bloody writing's really small, and I don't know how to make it any bigger. Yes, Tony, he knows that he will not be going down the dark side route. He's said it on more than one occasion to me. You know, he's had a long time, 18 months or so. I don't know how long he's had, but he's had a long time to think about where he wants to be going in life. And he doesn't want to be going down that dark side route again. So, do you know, you people speak to me more than me young kids do, quite honestly. Well, except my youngest daughter, she interacts quite a lot. So, Yeah. Again, I do apologize. I've gone quiet. I'm trying to read, and I'm trying to figure out why I can't see the writing. I wonder if it's these 50p glasses that are crap. I'll try a different pair. Oh, that's a bit better. Well, it would be if they weren't so dirty. Let me just give them a bit of a wipe. Yeah, well, I tell you what, nobody's going to get any bloody coil from me. Tangerine, you might get a tangerine, but you won't be getting a coil. It's a thing of the past, isn't it? But talk about, Christmas and coal, or coil, whatever. That just brought a memory back to me on a thing my mum used to make me do on New Year's Eve. And I used to have to go with a piece of coal, and I think it was a sixpence. I'm not quite sure now, but it was definitely a piece of coal. And I had to go and knock on all the neighbours' doors. So, I did the first footing, which is supposed to be lucky. Apparently, it was lucky for me because I got. It was like going carol singing again because I got loads of money. Man, I did get a lot of tea. I was too young to have booze. Well, yeah. But anyway, so that's what my mum made me do. Midnight, 31st. I couldn't even stay in the house with the family to wish everybody Happy New Year and Old Lang Syne thing and all that. I had to be out the door at 12 o'clock, and I think on the road we had, I think there was 28 other houses on the road, so I had to do 28 first footings. Yeah, that's why Kelsey. That's why I was the one who did first footing, because when I was a young boy, 7 or 8, maybe 9, I'm not quite sure, but I had really, really, really dark hair. It was really dark, and there wasn't many on the street my age who had dark hair, or as dark as mine anyway. I know it's not dark now, but it was then. So that was it. First footing, knocking on every door. I think I seem to recall, I think I did it for 3 years, and I seem to recall over the 3 years there might have been 3 houses that didn't actually answer the door, but that was because they were the older end of the street, they were in the, what do you call it, bungalows, because we used to have I think 16 houses on the street, 3-bedroomed houses on the street, and then there was 12 bungalows on the street. So some of the people in the bungalows didn't open the door for first footers, but most did, and it's quite an experience, and I quite enjoyed it, quite honestly. But I don't think anybody would be doing that nowadays. You'd probably get bloody locked up. I wonder if anybody actually does it anymore. Somebody might tell me if they know of anybody who did it last year, last New Year's Eve, because Hi, Sharon, love. Good evening. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Yeah, so like I say, if I went knocking on doors now with a piece of coal, I'd have to dye my hair black. If I went with a bit of coal and a tanner in my hand, they'd be phoning the cops. So Benefit Britain, Cheggs out either this week or beginning of next week. We're not quite sure on the exact date, but I think he gets to know the exact date Tuesday or Wednesday. So that's so Kelsey, are you allowed to say stuff like that, darling? But yeah, I've totally forgotten what I was saying. Oh yeah, so Cheggs coming out. It's either towards the end of this week or the beginning of next week. If it doesn't come out this week, I will be doing another live on next Sunday night. If it does come out this week, I will be doing a live on Monday night. And Cheggs will be joining me, I think, on my Monday night live. So there you go. It's not going to be the Cheggs show. It's going to be on my channel, and he'll just pop in, say hello, whatever you do, because he won't have a lot of time. He's got to get things in order, He's been away for quite a long time, so there's a lot to do before he can start concentrating on the channel. Oh, that'd be nice, Sharon. That'd be good for you. Yeah, so there we go. What? Doing well. Do you know, I'll have to go back to the bloody shop and get some decent glasses because I really can't read anything. Let me see if I can get it differently so I can actually bloody read it. Bear with me a second. Well, that's not made it any better. Yeah, that's not made it any better. I can't see it any bigger. So, what's this? Noxie, no idea. So what's Noxie asking? Oh, right, okay. I've lost track now because I went on to this other screen. I've lost total track of what I was doing. Oh, Kelsey, lovely. And that'll be the last visit, I presume. So anyway, folks, there you go. I've updated you as much as I can, and I'll get back to it in a little while. Hit the likes if you haven't already. Yeah. I don't know. So I suppose everybody's noticed that I haven't bothered saying it anymore. Hit the likes, comment below. So there you go. I've stopped saying it because it doesn't make any difference, does it? Nobody. Well, I'm saying nobody comments. I do get one or two comments, but it's normally just a thumbs up comment or a little heart comment, or nobody's putting in any I was going to say decisive, but it's not decisive. I'm thinking of derogatory comments. Well, none that I've seen. Most are quite nice. Somebody commented on Cheggs' channel yesterday, which I thought was a little bit off, so I just deleted it. I didn't like it, so I deleted it. Because as Bobby says, I don't take any prisoners. And if I don't like what they say, they can sling the hook. Well, Gilly, I got my phone is on Wi-Fi, and I got my 3 o'clock noisy thing. I presume that's what you're going on about. I never got the alarm, and I seen a comment saying if you had Wi-Fi, it wouldn't work. Now, it did for me, so that might not be the reason. And then I was listening to the news at 3 o'clock, just after the emergency broadcast had been on, and they were asking people in the street, what do you think of this emergency thing that the government's tested today? And one person says, well, I'd like to know how they got my number. How did the government get my number? Are they watching what I'm doing? Well, how thick can you be? Of course they're not watching what you're doing. It wasn't sent to you. It was sent to the bloody number. And anybody can get the numbers because they're all online. So numbers aren't hidden. They're all there online. Every single number that is out there is online. Now, who the number belongs to is hidden. Most times anyway. But, it just goes to show you how bloody thick some of the population are. Thick as a dustbin lid. And then, I'm shouting at Sally saying, what are you putting dickheads like that on the screen for? So, well, Noxie, I'm not, regarding the alarm going off when your phone's turned off, I'm not quite sure that that's correct. Because I did hear on the government put out a thing on the 12 o'clock news saying, for all these vulnerable, all these people who get beaten up by their husbands and wives, if they've got a phone hidden, they need to turn it off. No good putting it on silent. You have to turn it off. If you turn it off, it won't get the signal. It won't get the alarm. If you put it on silent, it will get the alarm. So there you go. Yes, Dom's correct. It's sent to the phone provider and who then pushes on to all their customers. That's exactly right. So anyway, and that's the point of the test, isn't it? To make sure that everybody gets it, because if somebody didn't, well, I presume later on, sometime later on, somebody will say, if you didn't get this emergency message and your phone wasn't on silent or don't vibrate or whatever, or turned off and you wanted it, just let us know. So so there you go. Yeah. All right, Gilly. I didn't know you could turn the emergency notification off. I thought it overrode everything, but that's just goes to show you, doesn't it? Goes to show you what I don't know. And back in the day, I used to know a lot. Now I'm getting older, it seems to be disappearing. But there you go. I think it's a good idea. Is the emergency thing. However, as long as it is an emergency, none of this shit about it might be 40 degrees tomorrow, so go and put your sunscreen on and all that kind of shit. We don't need to be getting bloody messages about that. If the Russians are going to bomb us, well, that's when you want it. Or the French coming over in big numbers. That's when you want it. But there you go. So I was listening to the news this afternoon, and I don't know who it was, but I think it was the defense minister was on about putting the asylum seekers into military bases, empty military bases, which I've always thought was a good idea. What I don't think is a good idea is spending millions and millions of pounds upgrading the accommodation. I don't think we should. I think what we should do is look at where they've come from. And I don't mean the country they've come from. I mean, they've been sat for months in a tent in France. And all of a sudden they come over here and get whatever they get. So there you go. What we need to do is get some of these old RAF stations, what's got great big bloody areas empty, whack on tents, not scrubby little one-man tents, the kind of stuff that the UN gives out. Stick them on and whack them into there, because they've come from there. They can go back into it. And, of course, it'll have a bloody big fence around it. So it'd be like breaking out of jail, I suppose. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that anymore. I might do tomorrow night with Bobby, because we might know a little bit more. But you'll have all the do-gooders who will be jumping in and say, you can't put them in tents. It's not good for them. Who gives a rat's ass? Because I don't. No, Kelsey, you're exactly right. They should get nothing, quite honestly. They should get what the UN gives. I don't know what you call it now. Refugees or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. But they send so much food into whatever, and they get on with it. So there you go. That's my opinion. Counts for nothing, does my opinion. But it should. Yeah, anyway, let's get off. I do apologise for going along that path. But it was just a thing I heard on the news today. So we'll see how it pans out. But you'll have the do-gooders. I know you will. They'll be going to bloody court and saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And, you've got no say on the matter. Anyway, so let's get back to the weather. Apparently, it's going to be, well, it's not going to be, it is at this moment in time, what do you call that thing when the Earth goes in front of the moon and blocks the sun? Eclipse. There's eclipse now as we're speaking. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it because the moon hasn't come up yet, but it will be up in about 20 minutes, and it should look, if you can see the moon, that is, if it's not cloudy, and it is a bit cloudy here, so I won't be able to see it. But if you can see it, have a look, because it's going to be a bit reddish, but not for long, because it started at, I think it started at 7 o'clock. But like I said, the sun doesn't come up until after 7:30. So there you go. Anyway, if you don't see a full eclipse, you'll see the after effects of the eclipse. You've only got to look up there, or there, or there, or there, whichever. Just look up into the sky to the east, where the moon comes up, and you should see it. Anyway, let's get back to the update. So I'll go back over what I said at the beginning, and I've forgotten the bloody number, but it's over 110% increase in members this week. So that's quite good. And the Scottchegg show, which he did previously, and it was open to all. He did one or two members only ones, but the Scottchegg show will be a private, members only show. And it's, so it's for the members can request. There's going to be a bit of a panel. I'm not quite sure how that works. And they call in a panel, and you'll get access to the full show archive, because there is quite a lot still on his channel that's hidden for members only, which you'll get access to. And then there's going to be new and exclusive content. And he's going to be doing a vlog, and it's going to be called, I think, Life on Tag. And that's going to be exclusive to members. So if you want to see what his life on tag is like, you need to be a member. And what else was I going to, where else am I? And he also used to do a thing called Tasty Tech Tips. And quite a lot of people look forward to his Tasty Tech Tips. Well, that will also be members only. So, if you need to know something, you can just, as a member, you can just say, look, how do you do this and how do you do that? He'll put something together and explain it and show you. So that's that one. Yeah, Clary, I remember. Well, I'm saying I remember him with the balaclava. I don't, but I've seen all the stuff that he started, So I have watched a lot of his content. In fact, I think I've watched more 99% of his content. So anyway, so that's the exclusive to members, and and he also wants members to help shape and also star in the future content. Like I said before, you don't have to be part of it. You don't have to come on, show your face, or do your thing, or whatever. But it's going to be there. You're going to be able to do it, and you're going to be getting big shout outs. It's a thing I don't do, shout outs, because I can't get my gob around it. Because as everybody knows, I can't say shout out. When I start talking fast, it doesn't come out correctly. So, and there's going to be custom channel emojis and a monthly free super chat. And again, anybody who joins before, yes, baby, that's the one, mate. You've got it right. If anybody becomes a member before he gets released, will be part of the immortalized members group. And later on, as he gets out into getting his stuff done, the immortalized members will be getting extras. So there you go. So that's it. He's either out towards the end of this week, and if he isn't, I'll be back on Sunday. If he is, I'll be on Monday. Yeah, Clary, the Immortals. But saying that, I've just remembered that I need to make myself a bloody member. So I'll have to go on the council steps to see if I can afford that. I don't mean that really. Anyway, what's the time? 5 or 10 minutes yet. So yeah, baby, there you go. It'd have to be a big ass, mate, because there's a lot of people. Yeah. So, is it a cult? Is that what you call it? I don't know if you could call it a cult. Yeah, so you're going to get value for your monthly subscription, which, like I say, a monthly subscription, it sounds a lot, doesn't it? It's a half a cup of coffee. If you can get half a cup of coffee nowadays, you can't really, but it's a half a cup of coffee. It might be a cost of a tea, but there you go. So what's that, Grandad and his grandkids? What's that, Gilly? I don't know what that means. But there you go. I'm not having them tattooed on my ass. They're in there. They're tattooed in my head. But I'm not quite sure where that comment's come from. Oh, I might do now. Now I'm reading it again. Anyway, folks, so I've loved every minute. I've enjoyed the hour. I do apologise for the beginning because not only had I not switched the microphone on, I hadn't even connected it to StreamYard. So you'd have thought after all this time, I'd have sorted out how to do these things. And so, people, let's see if I can go through the list. I'm not going to say shout out. I'm just going to say the names. And I know there's Gilly, Kelsey, Bibby, Noxie, Sharon, Dom. Who else is there who I've missed? If there's anybody else I've missed. Anyway, thank you for coming, folks. And just keep your eyes peeled on this channel because, it could be I could just go live. I won't be putting it on going, I don't know what you could call it, going on coming up at 8 o'clock or whatever. I'll be going, if I'm there, I'll be live as it's happening. It's a bit like when I was doing the court reports, a bit like that. So anyway, people, live long and prosper, take care, because I really do care, and Cheggs cares. And I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, on here with Bobby. Don't forget, click the like if you like it, click that if you don't like it, and leave a comment, which is nice. Night, TTFN.